DFS Huddle. Kyle provides the DFS Bachelor, Erik Toft at eToft21 Sports. We are the DFS Huddle. We're going to go down Thursday Night Football, Week 7 already. A barn burner, divisional barn burner between two teams in the worst division maybe ever. No, it's not ever. We've had 7-win teams, but got the Steelers in Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. We're going to try to find some value, break down some single game stuff. Of course, as usual, if you want like the lineups we're playing, got college football lineups going, all of our best bets, all that stuff, so many things. Our Patreon's down there below. Might turn that into like maybe a Discord or something, give people a link, and then it might be easier for people. They might like that more. I don't know. We'll see something there, but click that link. That's where all of our best bets and DFS lineups, all that good stuff is down below. Please follow us on Twitter at DFS Bachelor, at eToft21. Like, subscribe, all that good shit. We appreciate that. Erik, Week 7. Teams are riddled by injuries. And, of course, this is what we thought coming into this game. We'd have the Steelers with one loss in first place, and the Bengals would have the Browns starting quarterback, Joe Flacco. This is what we all expected, right? Week 7.
All expected. Playing out great. You never know what's going to happen in the NFL. So hopefully Thursday's been good to us. Hopefully we can keep it going.
Let's keep it rocking. Let's just jump right into it. Let's get in, out, repeat if necessary. Quarterbacks, you got Aaron Rodgers. Now, here's the thing for me. Both teams have actually given up a lot of fantasy points. So we expect that from the Bengals. The Steelers, not so much. Some of that's an outlier, too. When you look at that first game against Cleveland or against the Jets, where they gave up a ton of fantasy points to Justin Fields. Mm-hmm. But Flacco's only a little bit cheaper on DraftKings. I mean, the price difference is crazy. You've got Rodgers at 9.8 and Flacco at 9.4. On FanDuel, you got Rodgers 12.6, Flacco 11.2. I prefer Rodgers all day. I do think, obviously, Chase got going with Flacco a little bit last week. That was encouraging to see, but and the Steelers have allowed the 7th most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. What do you think here at quarterback? Flacco, how much Flacco? How much? I'm going to have Aaron Rodgers, of course, because this could be an ugly slate. Got to check the weather too. Always check the weather on these games, especially like East Coast. There's a nor'easter. There's all this shit going on East Coast. So check the weather to see how effective the passing games will even be. But I mean, obviously, it's Rodgers. Flacco's the contrarian play, and maybe game script like they're coming from behind, so they got to throw it more. What are we doing at quarterback, Erik?
I'm looking at it. Aaron Rodgers, he's only went over 20 points once. I mean, with that being said, I really don't feel he's got the floor where I can put him in my captain spot for my 50-50 lineups. But in terms of tournament plays, I absolutely like him. I could see him really exploiting this Bengals defense, which has been absolutely god-awful. Flacco, he had 18.8 points last week. Yeah. Steelers have not been the same this year, obviously struggling. He got something going with Chase. He's just going to pepper Chase with the ball. I mean, it was very – when I was watching that game, Flacco was like, I'm going to get the ball to Jamar Chase as much as I can. Chase had 12 targets for the year in a game. For me, I think stacking Flacco and Chase makes the most sense while you're doing your lineups.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Chase at the captain, of course, if you can afford it. Like, he's going to be targeted a ton. So, yeah, I completely agree. I'll have exposure to both. It's just going to be lineup construction and how much, like, Steelers defense do you want and how much do we get into the running backs. And we move to the running backs because the Bengals have allowed the most fantasy points to opposing running backs. Jaylen Warren's a double-digit guy. Kenneth Gainwell has actually been outscoring Jaylen Warren. They're about 50-50. You get a $2,000 savings on DraftKings going down to Gainwell from Warren, and on FanDuel it's even larger, $2,600. I think they're both in play, playing both running backs. I'm fine with more of a receiving back for Gainwell, running downs for Warren. What do you think here? And then it's just Chase Brown. Do you have any interest in Samaje Perine? I would say no, me personally, unless you're going way down, deep down. But Gainwell's price, he should be pretty popular here. Double-digit fantasy points, 3 of the last 4 weeks, something like that. What do you think here at running back?
I mean, looking at it, Chase Brown only had 9 carries against the Packers. I think we're going to see that workload increase a lot. Steelers have been middle of the pack defending the running back. So if you're looking to put him in there, I would definitely do it. But I would not put him, Flacco, and Jamar Chase in. You definitely got to pick one path or the other. Like Jalen Warren, 11 carries for 52 yards last week. And the main thing with him is he's getting the goal line carries. Bengals defense allowing 135 yards per game on the ground. I think the floor we're going to see from him is 15 carries. I think that's his floor. And in DraftKings, Kenneth Gainwell, third down back. Obviously, you get the PPR production. In terms of Ryan, I really don't want anything to do with him. The idea of stacking Warren and Gainwell is something I'm kind of interested in my 50-50 lineups.
Yeah, I mean, look, Bengals just get torched by opposing running backs. They're both playing 46% of the snaps this year for Gainwell. When he's on the field, he has a 48% touch rate. 59% of the snaps played for Jalen Warren, a 50% touch rate. Both of them certainly in play. Then we get to wide receiver here. Obviously, you want to take those Steelers receivers against a bad Bengals secondary, but the Steelers haven't been much better, particularly in the slot. Jalen Ramsey has been getting torched in the slot. You thought Slay, Porter, and Ramsey would be good. They're not playing a lot of zone. They play a lot of man. So the big play is there. You're not really getting a salary reduction. You saw T. Higgins getting double digits with 8 targets. We saw 12 targets for Chase. Metcalf's been just dynamite for Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers is good to number 1 receivers. Sort of look at the Cincinnati secondary. When you look at the matchups back there, if my eyes would work, I could find it. I'm having a really hard time, but yeah, there it is. There they are in small writing. But the one that really you want to go after, Cam Taylor-Britt, and he's going to be on the perimeter, and that's where DK Metcalf is going to be. Love DK Metcalf. Love him at captain if you want to go that route as well. Be a little bit different because I think people will be higher on Chase. Also have to keep an eye on Cedric Austin if he's going to play with his shoulder. If not, guys like Roman Wilson and Ben Skoranek, there could be some value here at receiver. Scotty Miller, another one, if Calvin Austin can't go. He didn't go again last week, and Scotty Miller got a little bit of a run. But Roman Wilson would be the big beneficiary. Who do you like at wide receiver this week?
I mean, DK Metcalf, the thing that really stood out to me is the Bengals are actually 9th DVOA defending wide receiver ones. So, I mean, is it going to be one of those rogue guys that you were mentioning, a Scotty Miller, an Austin, someone else besides DK that's going to get the production? If that's the case, are we better off just taking Aaron Rodgers so we don't have to guess? Because that's kind of the move of the veteran DFS player, not guessing which wide receiver.
For me, Rodgers doesn't have a good enough game if Metcalf doesn't play well, because they're just not, the other guys just aren't good enough, or you're gonna have to go heavy with the tight ends and Kenneth Gainwell. But for me, look, Metcalf, double-digit fantasy points every week, 9 targets last week. The Cam Taylor-Britt matchup, I like a lot. I like DK. I mean, he's not that much cheaper than Jamar. Jamar Chase is going to get more targets. Put him in the captain spot. He's going to be popular, and he should be. And then T. Higgins. What do we do with T. Higgins? Then it's a huge drop-off. After those top 3, then it's Calvin Austin, maybe he plays. And then it's 2,800 for Yosevach, 1,200 for Roman Wilson. I'd have Roman Wilson is going to be my boomer bust salary saver down here at 1,200, I think. I think I like Roman Wilson quite a bit. What about Yosevach? 4 targets last week, 2,800. GPP only, right?
Yeah, definitely GGP only. I'm a little bit more interested in the tight ends than I am with the wide receivers. For me, the wide receivers are just so top heavy.
So do you type that in when you're doing on your Tinder, when you're doing your swipe left, swipe right?
Yes. Top heavy. What are you looking for? Top heavy. That's what that's
top heavy tight end. A top heavy tight end. I don't mind that. What do you like at tight end? Let's move to tight ends. What do you like?
I mean, obviously, Fant had 4 targets, second most on the team for the Bengals. Tanner Hudson, third on the team in targets last week. Flacco historically covers the tight end. So those are the 2 that I'm definitely interested in. For me, I think more playmaking potential is in Fant. So I'm definitely interested in Noah Fant. And also Jonnu Smith, second on receptions for the Steelers. Arthur Smith, huge tight end guy. He had huge production with the Falcons 2 years ago. Bengals are 27th defending the tight end. So I absolutely love this matchup for Jonnu Smith. So I really like Jonnu Smith and Noah Fant.
Yeah, no fan. And just for the Tanner Hudson, I don't think Tanner Hudson's going to play. He's in concussion protocol.
Okay.
He's in concussion protocol right now, so just keep an eye on that one before we put him in. And also, Mike Gesicki ruled out. So a guy like Drew Sample could be one of those interesting guys. He's 600 on DraftKings. Could you see on FanDuel? He plays 49% of the snaps anyways when he's in. Mm-hmm. Drew Sample just could be one of those guys. I'm trying to see what he is here on FanDuel. Let me go way down here. Drew Sample. Jesus, where is he? He's cheap. He's 600 DraftKings. Oh, there he is. He's 1,400 on FanDuel. So, and he could be in line for a lot more work. Drew Sample's interesting to me, looking for those salary savers. What about Darnell Washington? We saw him targeted. So the Steelers have 3 tight ends. It's like, what do you do with them? They have Jonnu Smith, Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington. So here's how the snaps go. They have 2 tight ends on the field a lot in Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. Jonnu Smith's playing 60%, Freiermuth 47%, and Darnell Washington 58%. Darnell Washington seems to be like the big play guy, and they go to him in the red zone. He's massive. He's gigantic. And these 2 teams, when you look at the tight ends, so the Bengals allow the most fantasy points in the league to tight ends, as they always have and always will. And the Steelers allow the 3rd most. So you have all these cheap options, but you have legitimately 5 guys, 6 guys who could see the ball. I don't know what to do.
It's just like throwing darts. You just got to take.
It's horrible. One of those guys I feel is going to be the slate breaker. So spread the tight end love out. Get top heavy. Get the Chases, the Rodgers, the Warrens, and the Metcalfs, and then sprinkle in these tight ends down here and the Roman Wilsons of the world. Roman Wilson, keep an eye on him. Roman Wilson. Kickers. So it's a Steelers game. So you have to, like, Chris Boswell sometimes scores 20 points because the Steelers just can't score a touchdown, and Chris Boswell never misses. And Mike Tomlin will let him kick it from everywhere in any condition at any time, no matter what.
I mean, McPherson, what was that? A 60-something yarder?
Yeah.
Last week. I mean, both these kickers are in play. And I mean, like, I'm playing around with a lineup right now, and I have Boswell in it just because Tomlin's not going to be like a Campbell, not going to be like a Ben Johnson. He's going to go for the points, so definitely like that. Taylor tends to be a little bit more analytical. The issue is Flacco going to be able to get them down there and in scoring position? I'm playing around with a lineup right now. I did Jamar Chase in the flex, the rest of the position or regular players, whatever you want to call them, Warren, Metcalf, Jonnu Smith, Noah Fant, and Chris Boswell.
Boswell. I mean, it's just the upside. And if Tomlin's front running, if they're ahead, they'll kick a field goal. It's 4th and 1 from the 34. They'll kick a field goal. So 100%. Boswell's in play. Defense is obviously zero interest in the Bengals. But the Steelers, even though they haven't been the same, the Bengals are a high turnover team. I know Flacco, before he came over, was 2nd in the league in Pitt. Him and Geno right there with Jacob Browning. Steelers double-digit fantasy points last week, the week before. I think 3 of the last 4 weeks they have double-digit fantasy points. Mm-hmm. They're way more expensive. How much interest do you have in the Steelers defense?
None. I don't want anything to do with either defenses, just because Jamar Chase historically has done well against this Steelers defense. As crazy as it sounds, I think this game has the potential to be a lot high scoring than people realize with how bad these defenses are.
I mean, I'll certainly have a sprinkle of Steelers defense. Will I make him captain? Probably not, but I'm going to have a lineup that has both Chris Boswell and the Steelers defense in it. There's just no way I don't, because that could absolutely break this slate for tournaments. Should we build a lineup, bro? Let's go to Lineup Optimizer. That's again, click the link in the video description below. Come join the Patreon. Be a part of the team. Let's win some money over there. So who's your favorite captain? We'll make a lineup with you. Who's your favorite captain this week?
I'd probably say Chase. Chase, I hate to go top heavy. If I'm not going top heavy, I'd go Warren.
Okay, so let's go Jamar Chase at captain. Let's make one there. That lineup has Jalen Warren. We have Aaron Rodgers with T. Higgins. I'd love to get Metcalf in this. Let's see if we can. So we got to get 6,000 out of here. So we're going to have to save money big time Steelers D down to like one of those tight ends. So we're talking Drew Sample.
I like me a little Drewy.
Drew Sample's going to see a lot of work. So now we only need to save 800. We can come down from Rodgers, Metcalf, Warren, or Noah Fant.
If we tilt her off Rodgers, who would be another option?
Now, since we're on DraftKings, if we go more to Kenneth Gainwell and save that 2,000, now we have 1,200 that we can play with here, and we can go up from Fant to Jonnu Smith, if you prefer.
Yeah, I like that. I like a little Jonnu in my life.
So, and this leaves 800. So that's Chase at captain, Gainwell, Drew Sample, Jonnu Smith, Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf.
I like that.
And if you want to come off Rodgers to T. Higgins, you can. But I like that quite a bit as well. Again, link, video description, follow on Twitter. We appreciate you guys. Please subscribe to the channel wherever you're watching it. We really appreciate you guys. From myself and Erik, have a great Thursday night. And, of course, good luck on all your future wagers.